His name was Oliver. And like millions of people, he had a dangerous habit. He believed tomorrow would fix everything. Until one rainy night, tomorrow showed up exhausted at his door. Rain hammered against Oliver's apartment window like impatient fingers. Inside, the apartment looked like a museum of unfinished plans. Laundry covered the chair. Half-read books stacked the floor. Sticky notes peeled from the walls. And in the kitchen, drip, drip, drip. A leaking pipe had been bothering Oliver for weeks, maybe longer. But Oliver had a special talent. If there was a problem to solve, a form to fill out, or a dream to chase, he would lean deeper into his couch, sigh dramatically, and whisper the 5 words that ruled his entire life. "I'll do it tomorrow." And every time he said it, tomorrow became heavier. But Oliver didn't know that yet. That rainy Tuesday night, he stared at the leaking sink with tired eyes. Water pooled beneath the cabinet. The pipe groaned loudly. Oliver grabbed a towel, tossed it lazily onto the floor, and muttered, "I'll do it tomorrow." A voice answered from the hallway, "Please don't." Oliver froze. Slowly, he turned his head. Someone was sitting on the couch across from him. The man looked exactly like Oliver. Same face. Same eyes. Same voice. Just older. Exhausted. Broken. Dark circles hung beneath his eyes like bruises. His beard looked stress-grown. His hoodie was stained with coffee, and across his faded t-shirt were the words, "Gym Opening 2024. The man rubbed his temples painfully. "Oh, good," he muttered. "You can finally see me." Oliver stumbled backward. "Who are you?" The stranger looked offended. "Who am I?" He stood dramatically. "I am tomorrow." Lightning flashed outside the window. Specifically, he checked a glowing watch on his wrist. Wednesday, May 20th. Then he collapsed back onto the couch, and I am completely overwhelmed. Oliver blinked. "You're a day?" "Yes." "That's impossible." Wednesday laughed bitterly. "You humans say that about everything you don't understand." He suddenly pointed toward the leaking kitchen sink. "That," he shouted, "is your 4-3 schedule." Oliver stared nervously. "Okay, this has to be a dream." Wednesday sighed deeply. "Fine." He snapped his fingers. The apartment lights flickered violently. Boom. A massive glowing ledger crashed onto the coffee table. Dust exploded into the air. The book slowly opened by itself. Thousands of sticky notes crawled across the pages like insects. Oliver's jaw dropped. "What is that?" "Your backlog." Wednesday flipped through the pages angrily. "Let's review, shall we?" The pages began reading themselves aloud. Fix kitchen sink. Deferred 4 times. Call mom. Deferred 12 times. Oliver winced. Learn conversational Spanish. Deferred 342 times. Oliver slowly lowered his head. "Yeah, okay." Wednesday continued flipping pages. Start YouTube channel. Deferred since 2021. Oliver looked up immediately. "How do you know about that?" Wednesday stared directly into his eyes. "We know everything you postpone." Silence filled the apartment. Rain tapped harder against the windows. Wednesday flipped another page. Gym membership. Used twice. That gym was intimidating. "You bought resistance bands, Oliver." "I was resisting." Wednesday groaned loudly and slammed the ledger shut. "You people think procrastination creates extra time." He leaned forward. "It doesn't. It creates extra weight." The walls suddenly creaked around them. "I only have 24 hours, Oliver. Wednesday's voice cracked slightly. "I'm carrying your dental appointment from last November." The lights flickered. "Your oil change from January." Another crack echoed through the ceiling. "And your taxes from 2 years ago." Oliver swallowed hard. "What happens if tomorrow gets too full?" Wednesday slowly smiled. A terrible smile. "That's why I'm here." The room temperature dropped instantly. Wednesday stood up. "The Future Days Union has voted." "The what?" "Thursday is threatening to strike." "What?" "Friday already collapsed under your weekend plans." Wednesday started pacing angrily. "Monday is in therapy." "What?" "And don't even get me started on New Year's Day," he pointed accusingly. "Do you know how many people say, 'This year is my year'?" Oliver opened his mouth carefully. "No," Wednesday interrupted. "Do not defend humanity right now." Then Wednesday snapped his fingers. Suddenly, the leaking sink stopped, the dirty dishes vanished, the laundry pile disappeared, dust evaporated from the shelves. Oliver gasped. "You fixed everything?" "Oh no," Wednesday smiled coldly. "I moved them." A deep rumble shook the floor. "I gave your chores to yesterday." Oliver frowned. "What does that mean?" Wednesday's expression darkened. "Yesterday is dead." The apartment lights flickered red. If something wasn't done yesterday, a crack split across the ceiling. Then reality corrects itself. Suddenly, Oliver's phone exploded with notifications. Missed rent payment, final notice, account overdue, tax penalty issued. The sink pipe burst in the kitchen. Water sprayed violently across the apartment. Oliver stumbled backward in panic. What is happening? Wednesday calmly checked his glowing watch. "Well," he spoke casually over the chaos, "if you didn't fix the leak yesterday," water poured beneath the door, "then the pipe burst last night." A violent pounding shook the front door. "If you didn't call your landlord yesterday," bang, "you got evicted this morning." Sirens wailed outside. The apartment walls flickered like a dying television. Photos disappeared from their frames. Paint peeled backward. Time itself was collapsing. "And if you didn't file those taxes 2 years ago," Wednesday shrugged, "the government doesn't really believe in whenever you feel like it." Oliver grabbed him desperately. "Please," his voice cracked. "How do I fix this?" For the first time, Wednesday looked sad instead of angry. Really sad. "You want to know the scary part, Oliver?" The room trembled violently. "You're not even the worst case." He opened the ledger one final time. "There's a man in Ohio still planning to start his podcast from 2017. Oliver stared blankly. Wednesday closed the book slowly. "But your tomorrows," he looked directly into Oliver's eyes, "are starting to disappear." Silence. Then Wednesday stepped backward toward the balcony. Rain blew through the open doorway. His body slowly dissolved into shimmering morning light. "There's only one way to save your future, Oliver." The entire apartment shook violently. "You have to do it, now." Wednesday faded away completely. Oliver blinked. Silence. No glowing ledger. No sirens. No collapsing walls. Just rain. And the soft sound of drip. Drip. The kitchen pipe was leaking again. Oliver stared at it for a long moment. Then slowly, he stood up, walked into the kitchen, grabbed a wrench, and for the first time in his life, he didn't say tomorrow. He said now.